All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. And a special warm welcome to all of you tuning into the eye hypnosis life coaching journeys. As some of you probably already know by now, this is your podcast. This is a specially curated podcast, especially if you are a healer and if you're a coach. This podcast has been created with you in mind, and that's the reason why we scan the lengths and breadths of our country and sometimes beyond to find and bring to you some amazing guests. The reason being, of course, is that every guest who comes on our show has an amazing story, and all of our guests are typically healers and coaches who've already started that journey, and they're at this point where they have a lot more that they can share with you. And the intention, of course, is that when you hear their story, it inspires you. It also reminds you that there's a reason why you started as a healer and a coach. So even if you've just begun your journey, or maybe even if you've been doing this for a while as a healer and a coach, these stories are meant to remind you that you truly are blessed and you're meant to keep doing this work. With that in mind, of course, let's put our hands together and welcome in Sandhya Shri. Go ahead, Sandhya. This is your cue. You can turn on your camera, and
Hi, Rob.
good to have you here.
Thank you
So,
so
thank you.
much for the lovely introduction. Thank you for having me here.
Nice.
All the viewers, a very happy Navratri.
Yes, indeed. Right. So, thank you for making the time to be on our show. And I really do look forward to, like the viewers, to hear your story and, to remember that there's a reason why we've been chosen to do this work. And I'm sure people, our viewers and our listeners, will get a lot more insight from your stories. So maybe we'll start at the top, right? And if I was to say, so Sunday, like, what is it that you do today? Go ahead and tell us more.
Yeah, well, I'm Sandhya Shri. I'm from Bangalore. I'm a holistic transformation coach. By the term holistic
Mm,
transformation, I mean, we deeply believe that transformation should be in all the four levels: physical, mental, emotional, and
mm,
spiritual levels.
mm.
Because one without the other is incomplete. So, holistic
Right.
transformation is what I use this.
Nice.
And holistic transformation coach, working predominantly with women to make them realize their power, who feel unseen,
Right.
unheard in their own lives, who are emotionally exhausted, and for them to help them look into themselves, what needs
Mm,
to be done, or yeah, empower them.
beautiful. Beautiful. I can never get tired of saying this, but in true sense, and listening to you, just the way that you shared this, what you do today, I know that this is something that didn't happen overnight. You've literally like stepped into this, and over a period of time, it just became clearer and clearer and clearer to you that this is the work that you're meant to do. And when you say, you use the word transformation, right? So let's maybe go back in time, because I'm sure for you to get here, it didn't happen overnight. There would have been a journey, right? So some of us may be familiar with the concept of the hero's journey, right? So we get those opportunities in life way back in time. And when we answer the call, over a period of time, we develop into the person that you see sitting in front of you. So maybe you can take us, we'll be like the angels on your shoulders. You can take us back in time and walk us through, like, what was your story? Like, how did you get here?
Sure. See, if I see myself 10 years behind,
Mm, mm.
so it was nothing, and I knew nothing about what I'm doing now today.
Right, right.
Completely in a different
Mm,
way. And
mm,
now I'm doing a completely different when I compare. So it is not just one thing or one step that changed my turn,
mm,
but then there were a series of incidents, I would say, which transformed me to take action
mm.
on myself.
Right.
During that process of working on myself,
Mm-hmm.
nothing would be clear.
Right.
Initially, when you want to do something, everything would be clear. Just as you take one step ahead, then the path becomes clearer, is what I
Mm,
feel.
mm,
I am a agriculture BSc graduate, and I
okay.
worked for a BPO. Um,
Mm,
and until I gave birth to my elder daughter, then I had to stay back at home, take care of kids. But there was something that I'm missing out on something. There is something more that I should do. I'm not meant for this daily chores, just cleaning, eating, cooking.
mm,
Not all of this. There is something beyond this in life. There was something that pushed me always, but I didn't know what it was. So
mm,
maybe I thought it was financial independence, and then I tried in that direction. I moved.
mm,
So I tried stocks, trading, different things, and yeah, I was into retailing for a very long time as well, and that was quite profitable.
mm.
For COVID,
Right.
I don't know, somehow, yeah, Vipassana happened before that.
Interesting.
And because of that, okay, this is not mine. This is not my path. Money,
Mm,
retailing, all this is,
mm,
there is something more beyond that. And of
mm,
course, there were a few personal challenges in life as well,
mm,
but they
mm,
forced me to search for deeper answers in my life.
mm.
So,
Right.
so to see beyond the reality. So there is
Mm,
much more to it, much more to it. What is that? I didn't know. And whom to ask. We don't know whom to ask also. So in that process, I went into different religious practices, spiritual, and all of those things. Isha happened, Vipassana happened. Uh, I mean, I've learned a lot, different sadhanas, trying to
mm,
explore more and more, seeing what it is, going deep into that and all. And then once I got an Akashic record done for one of the, I mean, to know the answers for one of the challenges that I was facing then.
right. Right.
So that was the, I mean, I don't know how I got to know about that word. That was completely new to me. Akashic Records, I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
And but then when I got it done, and then based on the readings, I was able to connect the dots. Okay, maybe this is why
Mm,
it has happened. Okay,
mm,
come here. That is the reason why all of those things happen.
right.
Now I understand very clearly there are no
Mm,
coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. And though we do
right.
not understand the reason then when we are going through that challenge or when we go
Mm,
through that phase, but once we are out of it, or maybe once we move ahead of it, then we'll be able
mm.
to connect all the dots. Because I mean universe is always working in our favor
True.
for
True.
our highest good. And even then, I did not think of coming into the coaching journey at all. I
Mm,
wanted to go
mm.
through all of these. I went into transformation journey myself. I learned
Correct.
different healing modalities, healing and shadow therapy, child healing, Ho'oponopono, EFT, everything
Wow.
put together. Because all of them work at different levels. One of them works
Correct.
at emotional level, one at spiritual level, one at physical level. So that is the
Mm,
reason why that holistic term.
mm,
So after working on all of those and after clearing all my shadows, healing my wounds, and doing a lot of inner work, and then okay, I mean, even in
right.
less we feel keeping us, I mean, keeping all the knowledge to ourselves
Right.
is
Right.
against the nature, and it's so we grow as we share the knowledge.
Mm,
So that
mm.
is what pushed me into.
Wow.
It was not
Wow.
my choice exactly, I would say,
Mm,
because I did not know any of this earlier.
right.
Because I
Right.
wanted to, I mean, in the process of searching for answers, I
Mm,
did this and it just happened.
wow. That's beautiful. From what I'm hearing, there was first a spiritual journey, then there was a transformation journey, and now you're at this point where you're doing the things that you're doing. When I say transformation, as in from the spiritual angle, where it was purely spiritual practices, you talked about Vipassana and Isha yoga and whole, allied experiences that you had. And then that led you to more of these processes, which today it's like now you're basically wanting to and you're starting to help more people using these processes. Would that be sort of like a read of what the journey has been?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And we usually think that, I mean, if there is a certain challenge, we just stop there thinking, okay, this has happened and my life is over.
Right.
Usually.
Right.
But
Right.
that is happening for a bigger reason, for you to
Mm.
to yourself to see what
Mm.
needs to be changed, or maybe to
Right.
change the course of your direction. Whatever.
Mm.
We just need to be aware of what it is beyond that.
Right.
And
Right.
then you'll be.
Amazing. Having said this, did you know that, like you said, 10 years ago, you never would have imagined you'd be doing this, right? And that's what you're doing, what you're doing today. Did you have any sort of a indicator, let's say beyond 10 years ago? So maybe when you were much younger, did you get some sort of an insight that later on in life, this is what I'm going to be doing?
Not exactly what I would be doing,
Mm-hmm.
but then now when I look back, okay, I
Huh.
was doing that in a different way then also.
Huh. Huh. Huh.
Because even in my school, college and all, many people who were troubled by something or who were going through a low phase, they would just to me share their problem. They would find some kind of solace,
Correct.
some kind of comfort. And sometimes I used to think this person is not very close to me also, but why is he or she sharing so many things with me?
Right. Right. Beautiful.
We usually share it to some cider also, right? So they would just random people,
Mm.
just with one conversation, they would open up,
Right.
and those were happening.
Mm. Nice.
And I think I was, yeah, even now I'm very sensitive and an emotional person. So having that empathy towards other person's feelings
Mm.
and other person,
Mm.
what the other person is going through, that connects, I guess.
Do you remember a particular time, like maybe it was a moment or an incident that sort of made you question the path that you were on at that time? I'm talking about maybe 10, 12 years ago, when, like you said, you were, a young mom, you were taking care of your kids, your family. But then somewhere, as you said, you were like, no, this is not for me. There's something more than this. So do you remember, like, was it this one moment in time, or like at what point did it click for you that, oh, I'm meant to do more than this, or I'm meant for more than this?
Yeah. One point is that retailing thing that I was doing, that
Huh,
was profitable also.
huh,
It's not
huh.
that I was just, but then there was no satisfaction. The inner satisfaction we usually get by helping people or by doing something for others. So money was not the important thing. That's what I learned from there. Okay, what else? What else? What else? And that
Just for context, when you say retailing, what do you mean exactly?
kids were retailing kids. So I met a lot of people then,
Hmm.
interacted with so many people.
Hmm.
And there were people who got inspired by me doing that way back.
Huh.
Like
Huh.
all these retailing stores were not there.
Correct.
Uh,
Correct.
Not so many online shop. I mean, not too much of online shopping was there. But
Correct. You're talking around 2014, 2015.
yeah, 2014, 2015 until 2019. Just few
Wow.
months before COVID.
Before COVID.
Lucky escape, I would.
That's amazing. Beautiful. So, were there any other moments that stand out, say, during the spiritual journey phase, and of course the transformation? Maybe we'll start on the spiritual, um, the spiritual journey phase, because again, a lot of times we don't know when it's happening. We don't know what's going on. It can be very confusing. People around us start to behave differently, or we start to notice their behavior, which feels different. Actually, it's all happening inside, but then we start to see these things and we become even more hypersensitive. By that, I mean, we become more aware of what's happening around us, right? So, were there maybe like one or two moments like that stand out for you that, yeah, during that phase? So, I'm guessing in around, like if you said,
Actually,
retailing happened
most
first and
of
then
my yeah, most
go
of my
ahead.
challenges happened before COVID. And COVID, everybody was so scared,
Huh,
everybody
huh,
was so
huh,
sheltered and all. But
huh.
for me, it was completely transformational, I would say. I enjoyed being at home. I enjoyed looking at sunset, sunrise, connecting with nature. I enjoyed every bit of COVID because That is when online learning has become very
Correct.
easy.
Correct.
Learning otherwise, earlier it was
Yeah.
difficult. We had to go
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
physical sessions had to happen,
Mm.
and
Mm.
leaving kids at home, going there was also a problem.
Correct.
So online and COVID made everything so easy for me, I would say.
Amazing.
And when it
Go ahead.
comes
Go
to
ahead.
my challenges, many of
Uh-huh.
my challenges were before COVID.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
Personal
when you so
also.
just to sort of I'm just trying to draw the timeline just because there's so much of powerful experiences that you've had. Like you talked about Vipassana, you talked about Isha. Like that was pre-COVID or post-COVID?
2019 April. April
Oh,
is when I
okay.
did Vipassana. And
Okay.
2019, maybe early 2019 was Isha and other things.
Wow. So this was all like literally just before COVID where this whole shift
Exactly,
was
step
happening.
by step
Amazing.
happening for me.
Amazing. Wow. Wow. I had my Vipassana experience in 2015. It just I'd heard about it in 2007, but it like took a whole 8 years for it to happen, and then I ended up going twice in that year. So that's why, like like these things have a meaning, but most often we don't know what it is when it's happening. It's later we're able to start to connect the dots. Awesome.
For me, Rahul, Vipassana, I just got to hear the term,
Mm,
hear the word, and within a month, I searched for the nearby
wow.
center and I tried and I made it
Amazing.
happen. Because
Amazing.
something was calling, you have to do this. This is for you. You have to do this. And the person who told me about Vipassana, I'm not even in
Mm,
touch with her anymore because she
wow.
came in my life for a very brief period
Mm,
of time
mm,
to tell me about Vipassana, I guess. And then she disappeared. See, every person we
yeah.
meet in our life also, they have a
Amazing.
purpose.
Yeah, yeah, so true. That's really powerful. Nice. So this sort of gives us a nice framing of what was happening. And as you said, this continued on. And then of course COVID happened and there was a lot of the learning that you were sharing. So how did you make that shift from the spiritual quest, which was more for you, to the transformation quest? Like what was that there must have been a pivot, right? Like something made you say, no, I want to do this for. Hey, what brought that on?
Exactly. Thanks for bringing this up because you should have mentioned this earlier itself. Came to tell. Yeah, because I, at one point of time during 2018, I say that was the darkest year in my life, I would say.
Mm,
Okay, that was when I was completely in a victim mindset. Why is
mm,
this happening to me? Why me? God is
mm,
me, and all of that victim
mm,
support. So I was completely in a dark phase. I was emotionally
mm,
very at a very low vibration also, and so I even after not just one, this was one, and one of my family members was going through a physical health challenge. Okay, and that we tried different things like Ayurvedic, allopathy, homeopathy,
mm,
everything worked out. So what is there in our hands
mm,
left? So
mm.
when nothing that you do works, then
Mm.
you just surrender, or maybe you search for
Right.
deep answers, and that is when you,
Correct.
it's kind of a blow to you to check that. So until then, we'll definitely be, I mean, I was at least in a certain egoistic state. Egoistic in the sense, okay, whatever we think we can do, we can do.
Mm,
Whatever we make our mind to do, it will happen. Or something like that.
mm,
Then there are certain things that happen beyond your control or beyond your
correct.
imagination. That is when it shows you the reality. And then
Mm,
that actually pushed me into spiritual journey
okay.
first. Then, because of my own victim mentality and
Mm,
my low phases and all, I
mm,
wanted to come out of it at any
right.
cost. I wanted to
Huh.
work on myself. No, this
Huh.
is who I am, and this is
Correct.
who I'm
Right.
supposed to be.
Right.
So I'm not here for this. So I
Right.
had to do something. I have to work on myself. And
Mm,
that is when my self work journey started.
wow. Wow. That's amazing. And it speaks a lot to who you are. Also because like sometimes people say it takes years to go from one phase to the next. But from what you've shared, it's like that 2017, 18 into 19, and then the moves that happen after that. that says a lot that, you were able, like, you were so clear about what you wanted or didn't want anymore, and that sort of like created that move, right? So that was, as you said, that was more sort of inner focused. What what made that shift happen where you started to look outward, saying, I want to do this for other people, I want to help other people transform? What was that transition for you, Sangeeta?
Yeah. When I started working around in my life, working around things, yeah, the first thing that I understood was our inner reality shapes our outer reality.
Correct,
So all the situations are same people around, same situation. It's just the way you see them, and it's just the way how you perceive them change.
correct,
And because
correct.
of that, your whole world changes.
Yeah, so true,
So
so
I
true.
saw that happening in myself. A lot
Mm,
of things started shifting in my life
mm,
for good. And
mm,
okay, if I'm able to do this, and I started being very, I mean, small people around, small people in the sense,
uh,
in a small way, I started helping people around in a small way that I knew of. And they were also getting
mm,
benefit. And most
nice.
importantly, my daughters, I have two daughters, and both of them, maybe because of the videos I watched, because of the
Mm,
vocabulary, because of the shift that they have seen in me, and
right,
are also in this path. I would,
amazing, right,
what more? I mean, the literal
correct.
thing that we say, children follow
Mm,
when you see them do it, not when you tell them to
correct,
do.
true, so true.
So I'm very happy that way that both
Mm.
my children are sensible enough. They are emotional. They are empathetic towards others. That way, yeah,
So how's that for you? I guess also that in the first phase, it's more internal. You're spending a lot more time with yourself. Even if you're in a community, like say the Vipassana has its own community, Isha has its own community, and these various practices that you were, the sadhana that you talked about, right? A lot of it is community based. Some of it is also self based. So you're doing like a combination of both, but most of the time is looking inward, right? And then when you started to have that sort of inner voice saying that, okay, it's time to start doing this for other people, and then you started to do more of that. Was there maybe one or two of these incidents that stand out for you, like stories that come to mind of what was when you realize, oh yeah, like, okay, this is something when you're doing it for other people?
yeah. When I was, I think a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I did a small workshop, like gratitude workshop, and
Nice.
used to conduct free meditation
Huh,
sessions
huh, huh.
for a full moon, new moon, ancestral,
Mm,
occasion based meditations and all. During that, few of them who joined, they were greatly benefited because of the gratitude.
mm,
I mean,
mm.
the shift they saw in their life after practicing gratitude,
Correct, correct,
because the whole perspective changes, right, with gratitude.
correct. Yeah, so true.
So that helped them a lot. We knew right from the childhood, we just knew it logically, or maybe
Mm,
as a topic. Gratitude is
mm,
a must. We have
mm,
to be
mm.
grateful. See, even during kindergarten, there are prayers in school. Thank you, God, for the food we eat.
Correct,
And all
correct.
of those. See, but we don't go deep into the emotional
Yes,
thing of gratitude.
so true.
We just know it knowledge wise. We don't practice it emotionally. So that is the first thing for anybody, I would say. And that brought them a lot of shifts. They started
Yes.
seeing,
Mm,
because many of them, I mean, feel that people come into this field only when they face
mm,
problems or challenges in
correct,
their life,
correct,
right?
correct.
And during that phase, practicing gratitude, that helps them see things differently. To see,
Mm,
okay, why is this happening? Maybe something to learn from that, and
mm.
gratitude for that learning. Or maybe you can just, when you think of all the other blessings you have, this feels small. So that shift, I saw that shift in many people.
What was that feeling like when you noticed it for the first time? You're like, I had something to do with that. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Gratitude as a topic, I knew that changed me also. That was the first. And when my mentor had asked us to write 100 things that we were grateful for.
Nice.
A point where I was very low in my emotional
Mm,
state, or maybe I was in a way very lowest part of my life in this transformation journey. During that phase, writing 100 things
mm,
was a huge challenge.
right.
I hardly got 10 or 15. And people were writing 70, 80 challenges. And
Mm,
I was like, okay, what is so great in my life? What am I so grateful about in
mm,
to feel
mm,
gratitude?
mm,
I have so many challenges. What is so grateful? I was like that when I started the
mm,
challenge.
mm, mm,
I kept writing every small thing that we usually,
mm,
what to say, we just, it gets unnoticed in our daily life, or we just ignore, we take them for granted. And when we see people who don't have that, there
mm,
are many people who don't even have these small comforts or any everything that we have. And at one point in our life also, we aimed or maybe we wished that we could be here.
yeah,
Position where we are in our life.
yeah, true.
So that way we have already reached a certain point which we always wished for.
Correct. Yeah. Wow.
So I feel,
Nice.
and there was
Beautiful.
one person now who most of the times she was feeling suicidal and all. And
Mm,
after going through this, not just gratitude practice, attend
mm,
regular meditation sessions and small workshops that whatever I
mm,
used to do back then, they found a lot of relief from that. And keeping the recordings of that session, they kept repeating it one after the other for a long
mm,
time. And she was able to come out of it.
mm.
That also, there were two incidents like that.
Nice.
Those are very close to my.
Nice.
Now it gives me confidence that
Mm.
you are going in the right path.
So it's like you're getting that feedback, isn't it? That, yeah, you really, it's one thing to have wanted to do it, but now it's actually like you're getting signs and signals that it's actually happening.
Happening.
So if I zoom out for a second and I say, okay, so this has been the journey. I asked you like, okay, what do you do? We talked about transformation, then you took us back in time. And now, as you're saying, like this is where you are today and this is the kind of work that you're doing. Maybe we'll spend a little bit of time here. Tell us a little bit more about, and the reason also why this podcast exists and why we do the podcast this way is so that one, people who are getting to know you, they get to also know what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. And also, this is in our format, it's an opportunity for you to kind of reflect on how your program runs and how it benefits people, so that tomorrow when somebody sees this, it it gives them that insight into what to expect. The other reason, of course, is that it will inspire other healers and coaches who may have just started. Like you said, your journey started, if you look at it, 17, 18 was where it started to gain momentum, and over the last now almost 8 years, it's just been growing, right? And now you're doing the things that you're doing in the format that you're doing it today. So for people who are just starting off, maybe 3 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, they would have realized, okay, I need to, do this for other people. Yeah. So when they listen to you, it will give them more of that energy that, okay, if Sanjay can do this, so can I. So tell us a little bit more about, like, typically, what are some of the programs that you're either already running or that maybe you've got it in the pipeline as well. It could be both, because again, when people see this, it'll give them also a perspective on what to look forward to as well.
And initially, when I started this journey, whether
Mm.
to check with myself whether I can mentor or whether I can be a coach, or I just started with small workshops.
Right.
Now, yeah, I have that confidence that
Mm.
if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Nice.
And there are different programs, like different membership programs.
Mm.
A level membership wherein we have all of these basic energy
Mm.
check, or maybe
Nice.
what we can say. It includes all of these magic ritual, I would call
Mm.
guided meditations, affirmations,
Mm.
gratitude, different parts included, inner
Right.
work. a lot of inner work, inner child healing work would be done,
Mm.
and
Mm.
conscious breathing. Because if you practice all of this every day, then you are sorted
Mm. Right.
to a major extent. I would not say
Right.
100%, because it's a lifelong journey.
True.
Don't get yourself
Well said.
it's very
Well
high,
said.
because it's a lifelong journey. There is no
Yeah.
end to how much we can study also.
Correct.
LKG
Correct.
person would want to go to UKG, and then again
Correct.
school, middle
Right.
school, high school,
Right.
graduation, and then PhD. That keeps on going. There is
Mm.
no
Mm.
ending.
Mm.
To a major extent, for your daily day-to-day challenges, or to go through
Mm.
your daily life smoothly,
Mm.
this is enough, I would say. And
Mm.
that is our silver membership.
Got it.
And then I have a one-to-one personalized mentoring
Mm.
set, wherein
Mm.
a lot of inner child, I believe every challenge that we go through right now is a
Mm.
result of some deep-rooted belief that we
Mm.
had.
Mm.
We have it in our childhood, that is formed during our childhood. For example, people pleaser,
Mm.
person cannot say no,
Right.
always saying yes, even if he wants
Right.
to scream from the bottom of his heart.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
even if he wants to scream, just say yes, so that he'll be accepted.
Right.
So all of these things, no, these problems that
Mm.
we face,
Mm.
those
Right.
are result of our deep-rooted
Mm.
beliefs.
Correct. Correct.
So, if for any problem that you currently face in your life,
Mm.
we try to understand the situation, dig deeper into where this
Mm.
is coming from and what is
Mm.
the underlying belief. And most of the times, it need not be just one belief,
Mm.
several multiple belief,
Correct.
or belief giving rise to several problems also.
Correct.
Everything
So
is
this is
inter
something that you do in a one-on-one, right? Like
one.
when someone comes
Because
to you,
in
you
group session, that is not possible, because not
right.
everybody will be open to
Correct. Correct.
expressing their
Fair enough.
concerns
Yeah.
also. So that is a
Right.
personal one-to-one consultation. That is again a 1 year program.
Mm.
So every
Okay.
month they'll
Nice.
have one-to-one personalized sessions, and
Okay.
will have a few challenges that will be going
Mm.
community. And in that personalized one-to-one consultation, we dig deeper to find
Nice.
their root cause and heal them, and make them aware of whatever is troubling them, and then we try to come out of it. So that is one-to-one.
Do you so you mentioned a silver membership. Do you have at this point have you already created something
Yeah, yeah.
beyond that
There
or
are few people in that course as well.
so and don't know if the line got cut. I'm just asking the question again. So you have the silver membership, you've got the silver membership, and you've got the one-to-one. So typically, especially nowadays, and this is also from a funnel perspective, like, are you only running a silver membership, or currently are you in the process of building something beyond that, like a gold or a diamond or something? Is that something that's on the cards?
Yeah, this current one-to-one model that I'm running is now gold.
Oh, okay.
But
Got it.
anybody who wants to have
Hmm.
personalized consultation and therapy
Hmm.
session,
Hmm.
this will be for them. And then diamond, it's definitely there, and that is
Hmm.
even deeper.
Hmm. Hmm. Nice. So you just something you said right now just kind of this is the first time I've asked this question. So thank you for it's just something about the way you said it. Now, especially nowadays, when you talk about coaching and healing, there's slowly a move towards not back towards, but a combination of both doing it digitally, meaning on Zoom, and doing it in person. So is that something that is on the cards for you, or have you already not pre-COVID, like now that we are post-COVID, like have you thought or have you already started to explore the idea of doing like a live community event where people come, whether they are from your city or from anywhere else, but people come together and you do a process with them for whatever length of time. Like, is that something that you're already contemplating at this point?
Definitely, because there are certain things that we can do only in
Hmm.
physical sessions.
Hmm.
Much ever you do on Zoom, there is that
Correct.
small percentage that can
Correct.
vary from
Right.
physical sessions, offline and
Correct.
online. And the group energy in an offline uh, program completely, it's the next when
Yeah.
compared to Zoom energy.
True.
You can pay attention or you might not pay attention. You can keep your camera off or you can do something else. That is always there. But when you are in a physical session, your 100% focus and attention will be there,
Mm,
definitely.
mm, mm.
And you'll be more
Nice.
receptive also. Because
Mm.
during COVID, all of us have seen somebody will be calling behind or maybe
Yeah.
cooker ka सीटी बज
Yeah.
रहा होता कुछ भी होता something will be
True.
happening. But
True.
here your focus will be 100% on that particular
Right.
thing.
Right. Nice. Awesome. So we briefly talked about this, and that's one of the reasons why I like to hear the story live. But we did talk a little bit about marketing. So maybe if you could share some of your perspectives on, as someone who has been on the journey now, and now you're in the process of, like you said, you got two memberships at this point. Um, what is some of the things that you have learned, or let's say your analysis of having, looking at marketing, and today we talk about branding, like personal brands. Like this is 5 years, 7 years ago, nobody even talked about it, but now it's become it's like a default, right? Like what's your website, what's your funnel? Like these are things that today people, especially people who are coaches and healers, it's become part of the language, right? So I'd love to hear your perspective on this.
For me, I'm not a very non-techie person, I would
Huh.
say.
Huh.
But then, yeah, and there was one more thing. I felt very hesitant and I was completely against charging for
Mm.
this spiritual or a transformative journey. I wouldn't say spiritual because,
Ah,
yeah, religious is different and spiritual is
correct,
completely different.
correct.
But this comes into this category. So I was very much against charging again.
Huh.
And I had a lot of inhibition and I had
Right.
to work on myself a lot for this.
Mm, mm,
And different mentors explained and different mentors taught me that.
mm,
And I myself also saw that in a few free programs that I do.
mm,
People don't pay attention if they don't pay
mm,
money. If you really care for them, charge for them. They
mm,
value this program as much money as they pay.
mm. Right,
See, if you just give it for free, and they might do it, they might not do it, they might not give a serious
right.
as well. So, if you really care for them, you definitely have
Mm,
to charge.
mm, mm. Yeah, and that's so. In fact, before we get to the marketing, I'm glad you brought this topic up. One is asking for money, meaning charging money. I think this is a very important topic. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about, like, when did that click happen for you? That okay, I will charge for money. I mean, I will charge money for the program that you've created. Like when did that click for you? Because again, just like any kind of information out there, or even knowledge, I'm not talking wisdom. You have the knowledge, you have the information is there, and it slowly turns into knowledge. But it's the wisdom that really sort of ties it all together, right? It brings it together. So in your journey, do you remember when that clicked and you're like, oh, okay, yes, now I understood. I will charge because I know it's going to make a difference to them. What was that moment for you when you were like, I got it now?
And when I did free programs earlier, many
Mm,
people would enroll for it.
mm,
Then very few would show up.
right, right. Mm,
So initially, I had to make it a 99 short workshop also, 5 day challenge,
mm,
depending
wow.
on that. So at
Mm,
least serious people can join the
correct.
community and do something and take something out
Mm,
instead
mm,
of just enrolling and not turning up.
correct.
So that was one thing. And then
Mm,
mm, now I see this in a different way because now information is everywhere.
mm,
Google gives
true.
you information, YouTube gives you information, ChatGPT gives you the
Yes,
protocol that you need to follow as well. Everything.
true, true.
But then why is not everybody able to transform
Mm,
their best selves?
yeah, true,
Right. Even
right?
when the information was available, even I myself did not do it.
Mm,
Even though I knew that this is there on internet.
mm,
But I had to do it when somebody else was holding me accountable.
Right.
So now I'm charging for that accountability, for my time for them, not for the wisdom or not for the knowledge alone. So this is what I feel. And
Right.
this is what I thought, okay, if we are accountable for somebody, if we are behind them to do the task or to do their work, it is, I mean, our main aim is to for their transfer.
Correct.
It's not for the information that we give. So for that, just the recording courses or any YouTube or anything will also do. So that is the reason why most of our workshops are also hybrid model. Recorded ones will also be there and live coaching will also happen simultaneously.
Now, I think maybe if you can share a little bit of light on the whole, what you have understood when we talk about digital marketing, whether it is even if you haven't yet done paid ads, but just the understanding that you have of why is it important, and like for example, making videos, creating content. Like these are things which till a couple of years ago it was a very alien thing. There was only a small percentage of people that were doing it. But today, more and more, we're realizing that it's like things are moving in that direction. So that's why I'd love to hear your take on this.
Earlier, I used to feel, I mean, long
Mm,
back,
mm.
whoever is in need, they'll come to me.
Right,
So that is
right,
not the case because many people don't even know. Many of my family members don't know what I'm doing.
right.
So
True.
if I don't tell people what I
Mm,
do and how I have
mm,
transformed, and that won't give them the information that, okay, I
mm.
this person if I need help in this topic or
Right.
maybe this particular
Correct.
aspect.
Correct.
So for people to know what you do and how you
Mm,
do things,
mm.
it is very important to create content,
Right.
go on social media, do
Mm,
marketing. That comes, see, if your capacity is to serve just 10 to 15 people, 20
huh,
people in a smaller groups. So maybe marketing and paid ads is not needed.
huh.
But
Right.
if you want to serve a bigger group of
Mm,
people, then
mm,
definitely your reach should be higher.
mm. Wow.
So for your reach to be higher, you definitely have to go for marketing.
I love it. I love how, with such simplicity you've shared this, because I'm just saying this because most people don't understand what you just said.
Thank you.
Either they are doing it blindly because somebody told them to, or they are not doing it because they don't know why they don't want to do it. Right? Meaning that it could be fear that is stopping them from doing this. But just the way you explained it, that if you really believe that your message is meant to go out to many, right? Obviously, marketing is the way to go. Whether it is what we call organic as well as the paid or performance marketing, right? I mean, basically, performance marketing is paid marketing, Facebook ads and other channels. So that's really beautiful. Just the way that you shared this, Sandhya. Thank you for framing it. Like I said, these are the insights that will help somebody else that's been struggling with the same question, right? I mean, there are sleepless nights. It's like, oh, I don't want to make that video, or I don't want to do the webinar, or whatever it is.
I was there too. Recently, we had a 90-day challenge in our community. 90 videos you just had to put. For
Right.
me, coming in front of the camera
Mm,
was a very big thing, and I
correct.
just kept procrastinating it,
Mm,
putting
mm,
it to the last minute. And last few days before the submission date, I there were days where I did 7 to 10 videos and posted it also,
mm. Wow.
just for and one thing she very clearly told was these videos are for yourself to gain the
Mm,
confidence, not for
mm.
anybody else. So you're doing
Correct.
this for yourself.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Awesome. I think this is a perfect segue. This is the last segment. In fact, last technically it's the first segment, and you'll understand why in a moment. And for people who've been with us now for this time here together, and for people who've also been watching our podcast today. I think we're number 88. This is the 88th episode. But for people who have, hung around for quite a while, this last segment is a very important segment, right? And this is, of course, I'm talking about the journey of mentors. As the name suggests, there are mentors that have come into our lives. There are mentors that have stayed in our lives, and there are mentors that have moved out of our lives. And everything has its own reason, as I'm sure you have noticed in your own stories. So share with us like a couple of things. One is who the mentor was, like share their name. Reason why I say that is, one is like this is an opportunity to express, and we talked about gratitude earlier. This is an opportunity to express the gratitude or your gratitude for these people that showed up, and it's like a bonus. Like you get to let me remember these people now, and express my gratitude for what they did. The second thing, and this is a very important part, that when people hear the mentors that came into your life at different points, this at one level it will inspire them, and another level, and I've seen this happening, I've done it myself as well, that when you hear about who has, or rather when they hear about who has helped you on your journey, sometimes those same mentors could become the stepping stone for these people that are listening. So for our audience, they may explore your mentors programs. Whether they join or not is secondary, but it just helps people who are at different stages of feeling stuck. If you think about it, usually mentors come into our lives when we are stuck. They come into our lives when we are lost, and we have different kinds of mentors. So I'm curious to hear who are some of these people over your journey of all that you shared today. Who are some of these mentors who came in, and how did they make that difference for you in your life?
Definitely. And I think this is the time. Every Teacher's Day, I send them a note.
Nice.
And Dipali is a person. She's from Bangalore. And
Hmm.
when I was in, 2018,
Hmm. Hmm.
during that time,
Hmm.
I was in search of answers. I used to get drawn to all of these mystic readings, occult sciences, and
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
in an exhibition where I was also exhibiting my products,
Hmm.
went to see her. I just went and asked her. I was always curious. Okay, what would they tell? Why could this
Hmm.
happen? Could be
Hmm.
the reason behind this happening in my
Hmm.
life, and all of those things.
Hmm.
And she
Hmm.
was the first one to tell me about Ho'oponopono. The first time I listened to that word, I heard that it. I could not even pronounce it because that was where they came from. What is this word, and how can this
Correct.
four phrases prayer
Correct.
help a
Right.
person to come out of a
Right.
problem? But that was the first thing. And that's when I started Googling, okay, what is Ho'oponopono? And I
Hmm.
started, see, until then, I did not even know about that word.
Correct.
So when I
Correct.
knew about it, and then I started searching for the word in Google.
Hmm.
And then Google is like universe, right?
Correct.
Whatever you search
Correct.
for, it keeps giving more of that.
Nice.
So that is the first step. That's Dipali is my first
Uh,
person who
uh,
showed me the direction. There is something here.
nice.
To have a look.
Beautiful.
And
Right.
then Akashic record. I got one Akashic.
Hmm.
Then maybe I
Hmm.
met her also in one of these circles, but it was an
Wow.
online circle, not a
Right.
physical event.
Right.
I curious and I wanted to get an Akashic record done. Then
Hmm.
I knew nothing about Akashic records or healing or this transformation journey, all of this. I was not aware of any of this. And she
Hmm.
told me, you'll definitely get into this journey and you'll just enter into this maybe for your personal benefit, but you cannot go back. You'll definitely start teaching. That time I thought, okay, kuch bhi, she's just telling whatever. Me teaching, no way.
Right.
I was like,
Right.
when she first told me,
Nice.
she was Sunaina Agarwal, and that was
Okay.
the second person. And then major
Nice.
part of my transformation journey, I would owe it to Shweta Agarwal. She's from Transcending
Hmm.
Beliefs. And because
Hmm.
I have traveled with her for 3 years, and I've learned major part of what I do now.
Hmm.
And every trigger. I mean, she has been there during our lows, highs. She has seen
Hmm.
our dark, our light, good, bad,
Hmm.
everything. And she made us walk the path
Right.
and transform. So
Hmm.
She's the major contributor, I would say.
Right. Right.
And then when
Nice.
it comes to digital coaching, marketing and
Mm,
all, ILH, Siddharth Rajshekhar. And
mm, mm, mm. Nice. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing these stories because as I said,
one
hmm,
person left.
yes, yes, of
Not a
course.
spiritual journey, I would say, but
Mm,
before COVID or just before, COVID, I started working on myself. So I wanted to take care of my health as well.
mm.
I joined an online fitness community,
Okay.
Dina's fitness community.
Right.
So it was the first
Nice. This was this would have been what around
2000,
when
early
when
2019, I would say.
okay. So this is all pre-COVID, the
Pre
initial
19, yeah, beginning or maybe towards the middle of it.
okay. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Yeah. So just a short little story. I mean, you're talking about if memories are yeah, actually it was. Then I was actually around that time when Dinas joined in 2019. So
Okay.
I was sort of like
I was one of
semi in
few members, I
yeah.
would
So I was there when she was making that transition into the online world.
say.
She had also joined the Internet Lifestyle Hub, the ILH. She joined it in 2019 towards the end of 2019. I remember when I had some early conversations with Dinaz when she was making that shift. So, like I said, these stories have a lot of power. And I'm sure for people who have heard you and heard your stories, it will inspire them. It will remind them that it's a long journey, but it's a journey filled with a lot of gratitude, a lot of miracles that you receive along the way, and that you get to be instrumental in someone else's transformation. So, couple of things, of course, as we start to wrap is, Sandhya, thank you for taking the time to share your story, uh, share your energy, and I'm sure people will be benefited. And a big thank you for taking the time. And of course, for people who have been listening to you up to this point, there's definitely something that they've connected to your energy. And of course, your information is available to them so they can get to know more about you and, of course, follow you on your social handles as you continue to create more in the coming days. So, a big thank you once again for sharing your story and being on the show.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for having me here, for taking me back to memory lane. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Of course, as I was saying, this is just the beginning of the journey. So, I
And
wish
one,
you,
if you would allow me, I would just like
of course.
to end this with one small thing. We usually tend to blame others when something goes wrong.
Mm,
Blame others or blame situations or blame anything, but not us. So the first thing whoever wants to enter into this transformation journey is to stop blaming and start taking accountability. Only then
mm,
this, if you want to keep blaming others and if you want to transform yourself, both cannot happen hand in hand. That has to
correct.
stop if you want to go in this journey.
Mm,
Only when you are
true.
ready to do that, transformation is always open for you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for those words. And I'm sure it will resonate with the folks that have been listening to you. And I do wish that they also follow along with you and follow your journey in the coming days. And, for those of you that are out there that have been listening to today's pod and all the pods that we've done before, looks like we might have electricity. Give me a second.
हो गया तेरे को?
Okay. As you were talking about Bangalore and current, we literally
Yeah,
I
I
just
set
had a
an
bit of a
intention for it be interrupt.
so intention is really, really powerful. If you're ever wondering, it's like, that old Chinese expression, beware of what you wish for. So that's why I'm always, I always keep listening to what I'm saying. But yeah, uh, as I said, it's for those of you who have followed along and who've been listening to today's pod and all the pods that we've done so far. A big thank you for tuning in, and of course, this is the intention to bring amazing guests into your life, into your ears, your headphones, however you're listening to this, and that may you be benefited by their stories. So thank you once again, Sandhya.
Thank you.
Wish you
I
all the
get.
best. Just give me one quick second while I hop across to our recordings because we're doing a live stream as well. So I'll just pause that and then we can start to wrap this one up. Just give me one quick second to stay on the line. Okay. So with that, we are now in the final stage. So once again, Sandhya, thank you and wish you all the best in all that you're doing. And may people continue to benefit from your transformations that you're bringing into their lives.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so
And of
much.
course, to all our viewers, listeners, and watchers, continue on. And as always, remember to live with purpose, live your purpose. God bless. And of course, we'll be back with more. Take care. Ta-da.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so that pauses our